All right, so we have Illustrator open. We went to create new or file new. The profile that we want is print. So if you would please click on print. The name that we're going to give it, where it's over on the right side under the preset details, we're going to name it Motif, M-O-T-I-F. And then if you would put your initials also. You can either space or no space, doesn't matter.
When is it be that, like our number or something like that?
Okay. We want to change our unit of measure from points. We want to change it from points to pixels. Points to pixels. We want our width to be 1500, 1500, and our height to be 1500, 1500.
You want 2 zeros?
Verify that your color mode is on CMYK and hit create. Okay, first thing I want us to verify is that we are working in Essentials Classic. So up in the upper right corner, please verify that you are in Essentials Classic because we will need that control toolbar that will pop up with the Classic. Second thing we are going to do is we're going to draw our first shape on our document. The shape is going to be the ellipse tool, a circle. So if you would, over in your tools, choose ellipse. Now, up on your control toolbar, which is up here at the top, I want your fill color to be nothing. You must take away that fill color. Your stroke color needs to be black. And your stroke point needs to be 15. So again, we chose the ellipse tool. We took away our fill color. Fill color is nothing. Our stroke color is black, and our stroke size is 15. Now, if you would, just click anywhere on your document. Just click once. And we're going to make this 500 by 500. And it defaults to pixels. You don't have to put the PX. So 500 by 500 and hit OK.
So we do 500 for both.
We're going to make sure, because this happened to me last class period, go ahead and click on your black selection arrow and click on your circle once to make sure that it is selected. You should see this blue bounding box around it. All right, with your circle selected, we're going to use some shortcut tools. We're going to copy it, so we're going to do Control-C, and then we want to paste it in front, which is Control-F, Control-F. Now, you can't see it because it pasted it in front, but it's there. So, with the new one selected, now we're going to go up to the top where it says Object. So click on Object. We're going to go to Transform and then Move. Our horizontal is going to be 99. Our vertical is 0. Everything else leave alone, hit OK. And this is what you should have at this moment. Now I want us to use our black selection arrow, and we need to highlight both circles. So you see I draw this big square over both of them to make sure I get both circles. With both of your circles selected, over in your properties panel, over on the right side, you should have a little section that says Pathfinder. Does everybody see theirs?
Yes. Oh yeah, I see it.
If you don't have your Pathfinder section, you can go up to Window and choose Pathfinder. We want to make the selection of Intersect. It's the third option under Pathfinder. Go ahead and click it. Intersect. And that should give us kind of this little petal looking thing.
Wait, where?
Okay, now we're going to take our petal and kind of make it look, I don't know, it's going to look kind of like an egg. We're going to alter it just a little bit. Let's choose our white direct selection tool arrow. And then if you would please take a look up here so you can see how I do this. We need to select the anchor points that are here in the middle on the left and right side. So the easiest way for me to do this is I'm going to come outside my petal and I'm going to click and hold and just draw like a little square around the center so that I select both of those anchor points. And I know that I've selected it because I then get these little handles that show up at the top and the bottom. So if you would do that at this time. All right, now with those anchor points selected, if you would go up to Object, go to Transform, and go to Move. We are going to change the horizontal to 0 and the vertical to 45. And then hit OK. All right, let's go back to our black selection arrow. And at this point, we need to verify that we have smart guides on because we are going to need it. So if you would go up to View and make sure that you have a check mark by the word smart guides. You want them on. If there's a check mark there, then you're good. Don't do anything because you need those smart guides. We're going to try and line up this bottom anchor point of our petal with the center of the screen. And so what we're doing is, and if you kind of look up here, I'm moving mine around until I locate and it pops up with the word center, and my bottom anchor point is on that center. So do your best to try and get your flower petal in the center of your screen, and it should pop, you know, you see these little things that pop up. Now that says center, but that's not right. I'm going to keep looking. Oh, there it is right there. So that's where I want it to be.
I can't find it.
All right, now if you would just make sure that your petal is still selected. It should still have the blue bounding box around it. And over on our toolbar, we're going to choose this tool called Rotate. It's a rotate tool. It kind of looks like the undo button, undo arrow. Rotate tool. And with the rotate tool, we have to mark where we want the petal to rotate from. We're wanting it to rotate from the very bottom of the petal so that we can make copies and it'll just stay in one place and go around. So in order to mark where we rotate from, because we want to rotate from this bottom anchor point, I'm going to hold down Alt. So hold down Alt and click on your bottom anchor point of your petal. And you should get a little dialog box that pops up. All right, now be careful because we are not going to click the word OK. All right, so the angle that we want to type in is negative, so put a negative, 21.18, and then click copy. Copy.
Nothing changed for me.
Hang on, hang on. All right, for those of y'all that did get your copy, I want you to do Control D as in dog. until it goes all the way around to finish your flower. Okay, at this point, we haven't done any saving yet, and it would be wise to make sure that we don't lose all the progress that we've done, that we save it. So let's go up to File and Save. And if you would please navigate to the desktop, to your digital media folder. The name should already be there because we named it when we first started, and click Save. We're leaving it as an Illustrator file because you only change it to a PDF when you're ready to turn in. So we're going to save. So we've got this so far.
Save as?
Just save because we haven't saved it yet. File save.
Well, do you want me to just put save or save as?
This next part is really important because if you don't do this, then later on when we try and align everything, it's going to completely mess up. We need to group all of our petals together. So I'm going to use the black selection arrow, and I'm going to draw a big box over all of my petals so that everything is selected. And then to group it, your shortcut is Control G on your keyboard. Control G. And now you'll notice there's one big box around it, and if you were to move it around, it will move it all together. It's all grouped together now. It's one object. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw another ellipse tool, an ellipse circle. We need to put two little circles in the middle of our flower. So on our toolbar, I'm going to choose Ellipse. We want our fill color to be white and our stroke to be none, no stroke. So white fill color, stroke none. Now if it's changing your flower, it's because your flower was still selected. So undo, click off of your flower, then choose your ellipse tool.
Where's that?
All right, with our ellipse tool, we have a white fill, no stroke. Click anywhere on your document. And we are going to make this 65 by 65. 65 width and a 65 height. And then if you would use your black selection arrow to take that white circle and move it to the center of your flower, like that. Click anywhere off of your circle so it's not selected. Now we're going to choose the ellipse tool again, and this time you want the fill color to be black with no stroke. Click anywhere on your document. Black, no stroke color, and the ellipse size is 25 by 25. 25 by 25. And then please use your black selection arrow to move that circle to the middle of the other one. Whoops, that's not the middle. As best you can. So this is kind of what we have right now going on in the center. And we've done a few things, so go ahead and save. Anybody remember the shortcut to save? Control S. Control S is your shortcut to save, or you can go up to File and choose Save. All right, so far so good. Okay, so again, please click anywhere off of whatever's selected, if anything's selected. We want it, nothing selected. We're going to do our ellipse tool again. This time we want our fill color to be empty, our stroke color to be black, and our stroke size to be 15, 1-5. And then click anywhere in your document. We're going to make this one 1,000 by 1,000. 1,000 by 1,000 and hit OK. Then you want to do your best using your black selection arrow to move it to where it surrounds your flower. We're going to align them all up here in just a minute, but just kind of move it so it should look something like this, where you've got your big circle around. Okay, now if you will use your black selection arrow to highlight everything on your screen so far. Highlight everything on your screen. And then up on our control toolbar, we have all of these align tools up here. We want to choose one time horizontal align center and then vertical align center, just to verify that it's in the middle.
Vertical align center.
All right, if you would do Control S to save. It's always good to save after you do something. Never know when that electricity might pop off. And with your black selection arrow, if it's not already selected, click on that outer circle that we just made, that real big one. All right, with this outer circle selected, we have this big circle selected. We're now going to create a few more circles that go along the outside. So with it selected, we're going to go up to Object. We're going to go down to Path, and then Offset Path. Path, Offset Path. All right, the offset for this first one, we want to be 20, 20. 20, leave everything else alone, hit OK. With it selected, I want you to go and change the stroke size from 15 down to 10. So it should be a little thinner than the other circle we just made. All right, so if you would verify that the only thing you have selected right now is this outer circle that we just made. That's the only one you want selected. We're going to go up to Object and Path and do another offset path. So Object, Path, Offset Path, and this time we want to offset it by 65. Put in 65.
Just 65 the first one?
65. 65 and hit OK, and this is what it should look like. So now with this new circle that we have created, the one on the far outside, that's the only one that we should have selected. We're going to do our last object offset path thing. So we're going to go up to Object, Path, and Offset Path. And we want to offset it by 20. And then hit OK. And then change the stroke size to 15. So this way we have kind of the thicker line on the outside followed by a thinner line, then a thinner line into another thicker line. It's even. It's a pattern.
Is mine correct?
And then click off of everything so nothing is selected right now. Okay, now let's highlight everything. Highlight everything.
And this one, how do I fix up the whole thing? Right here, how do I fix it?
We've highlighted everything. Now we're going to go up to Object, Transform, and Scale. And we're going to change where it says uniform, it says 100%. We're going to put 115. 115 and hit OK. Now mine seems to be a little off center, so I'm going to align my stuff again. Why did it not work? So instead, I'll just move it. Oh, let me align the artboard, that's why. Okay.